All right, here I am approaching the Blackwood-Harwood Plantation Cemetery. This is a cemetery on the southwest, I guess, side of Leon County. Their pine tree has fallen down since last. I haven't been here in a while, and I actually have never been here since these flowers have been blooming, and that's gorgeous. Wow. But this tree has fallen since the last time I've been here, which was a while ago, but I used to come here all the time because I worked in the neighborhood, or came to the neighborhood nearby for work, I should say. But that doesn't look like it did any damage to any graves. But this was a plantation cemetery. I used to know a lot more about this back in the day. It was the governor of Florida, I believe, which was Raymond Reed. Yeah, Robert Raymond Reed, 1839 to 1841 was the governor. Oh, and Millard. Okay, so the Caldwell family bought this place in the mid 20th century, if I remember correctly, when he was mayor, Millard Fillmore Caldwell. Not mayor, governor. God dog it. Oh wow, gorgeous trees. But when he was governor, he bought this historic plantation and lived in it, and he was buried in the cemetery. But the older graves, which are in the back, we'll go look at those, but older graves are of Robert Raymond Reed and his family. I believe this was actually the plantation of Governor Reed's son-in-law, if I remember, and that's why it's called Blackwood, because his last name was Black or something. He's buried here, I'm pretty sure. I don't know. It's been a long time since I've done research on this place, and I didn't really brush up before I came. These are the graves of the Caldwell family. You can see their newer slabs of granite. Walk back here. And this is the part that I think is really cool, is back here you have these much older graves. I'm pretty sure there's at least a couple from the 1830s, but you gotta be really careful here. This is a stone slab, and I don't want to brush off the leaves just for the sake of caution, but I believe this is Robert Raymond Reed's daughter, if I remember correctly, who was married to... No, this is Charles Black. I can read it. This is the grave of Charles Black, who was the owner of this plantation. He died when he was 22, I think. And he was married to Governor Reed's daughter. And I guess after he died, Governor Reed just kind of took over. But I'm pretty sure his daughter died too. Yeah, that is the grave of Janet Graham, 28 years old. Rebecca Ann Black. So Rebecca Ann Black was Governor Reed's daughter, I think. And this is the grave of Miss Graham, who was 28. I don't know who that is. I'm sorry. No disrespect. I gotta figure that out. Anyways, this is Rebecca Ann Black. This is the daughter of Robert Raymond Reed. Oh, okay. So J.H. Black. J.H. Black. So J.H. must be, shoot, what's his name? Charles Black's mother's maiden name. And so this is Charles's mother, which would be Governor Reed's daughter's mother-in-law. So she died in 1839 and was buried here on her son's plantation, which makes perfect sense. And then this is Governor Reed over here, and then this is his daughter. His daughter died in, what does it say, 1841. She was sick. I think that was during a yellow fever epidemic. Oh, and so did he. I forgot about that. So he must have died, I think it was just shortly after her. Yeah, he died in 1841 during I'm 90% sure it was a yellow fever epidemic. Or I know there was a yellow fever epidemic at the time, and I'm pretty sure they died from that. But again, I did not do my research. It's interesting that this person died in October of 1839. I don't know if that was before, that must have been before the pandemic of 1841. I forget when Charles Black died. I don't know. 1836 maybe. I don't want to mess with that, but I don't know if there's more graves here or not, but Find a Grave has this thing pretty well documented. It's very easy to access. They're I don't know when they knocked the plantation house down. I think it was in the 80s or 90s, but they've since built a subdivision in here. Like there's houses, and then this is just in the woods adjacent to the subdivision. I'll look at the Fillmore graves, or the Caldwell graves. That would be, yeah, this is from 2003, so you can see the cemetery was recently used by people who are related to a former governor. So it's not like they're just gonna let it be completely abandoned. Like if this tree had damaged some graves, I'm sure they would have repaired it, and I think somebody will probably repair the fence eventually. I hope they do at least, but I know kids come here. I mean, I assume it's kids. People come here and leave trash and shit all the time. But I would not be surprised if the kids in this neighborhood come here to smoke tobacco or whatever. But I want to know where the plantation house was, as I imagine this entire area is just littered with historic artifacts. It'd be cool to go metal detecting around here. Like this is obviously a path, that's why I'm looking down there. I don't know if it was a road or it would make sense that it would be a path to the house from the cemetery, or to the cemetery from the house rather. So if I'm not gonna go that way, but anyways, these are the Caldwell graves. Susan Caldwell Kavanaugh, 2013. I don't know if that's the most recent grave here, but I think it is. This is Millard Fillmore Caldwell. He was the governor in, when, 1933, 1941. That's interesting. No, that was Congress. He was the governor in 1945. Well, he was in Congress 100 years after Raymond Reed was governor, which is interesting. No, this is Millard Fillmore. No, that's his father. This is Millard Senior. He died in the 1930s. That's interesting. So they must have acquired the property like way before when I thought, because I thought it was like the 1940s. But if he was buried here in 1932, that would mean, I don't know if it was maybe in the family, maybe it was in his wife's family. But that's pretty much it. That is the Blackwood-Harwood Plantation Cemetery. We have seen, what, 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, 11 graves. There are 11 graves that we have seen in this video, and I wonder if there are more. I'll have to go check that on Find a Grave, but if there were, I think that we would know about them because, oh, the little baby frogs. Perhaps they're toads. We'll look at that in a second. I believe that is I forget what it's called, some kind of Florida grass frog or something. This little midgy looking thing. I shouldn't have said that. That was not politically correct. Oh, God dog it. Well, anyways, just trying to video the frog, but it would be really cool to go looking around here. But I'm not gonna do that at all. Because, I mean, there's no trespassing signs, but still I think it's implied, and I'm not exactly familiar with the statutes regarding that. But this is obviously a path leading to something, and I would be willing to bet that it is, or was, a historic structure. Anyways, that's it. Very easy to access. It's just this path in this neighborhood, or next to this neighborhood.